Right now, we're going to shift to girls track, and girls track has been very active lately. They just had the Nick Dorr Indoor Championships, and Belvidere North girls placed second, and they have a great team. And with us right now, we have head coach Robert Hunter. And Coach, good to have you on today.
Good to be on.
Let's talk about how track has changed over the years. How much has indoor track really changed sports, especially a spring sport like track, for the better in Illinois?
Big time. Because that's where you get your meat of your training and your start, because you can start, let's just start in January. So you start waking up the girls, let's go, let's start running, let's start working out, let's start lifting weights. So that's really the start of the season.
And how much does it help having some of the additional facilities in the area now? For a long time it was just the one place in Hononegah where you could go, but now, they got some of the field houses. So it kind of allows for maybe more events now and things like that too.
Oh, yeah, and those field houses are just awesome. And I think it was last year, a couple years ago, went into the Auburn one, I was just like, wow, this is great. I mean, and it's only going to help them with a facility like that for training and everything else, because it's a 200-meter track. You got pole vault in there, long jump, you can triple jump. You can practice all that stuff, and that's awesome.
When you look at it now, they also have an indoor state championship, too, so that gives your kids something extra to shoot for. It's not like, well, we're going to start in March, go out and run in the snow, and finish in May, and then we're done. So it does kind of extend the season and give your kids a real chance to develop as track athletes.
Yeah, it does. That's at Illinois Wesleyan, and that track is pretty awesome, too. It's got that Mondo surface. It's almost like running on carpet, and they run a really nice meet down there. We went down there quite a few times. I think 2011 we had Satrina Simmons. She won high jump down there, and so it's always fun to take girls down there and compete. Plus, there's a lot of there's probably over 40 college coaches down there to recruit and watch the girls, and they can talk to girls, and sell their programs.
Your team had a good performance at the conference meet. What was some of the strengths for your team in that performance?
Oh, definitely our distance is pretty strong. We have Jenna Lutzow, who's an all-stater, second at the cross-country state. Our team cross-country finished second. She shattered that mile with 5:07. She's definitely tough. Our sprints are pretty good. We're pretty young, too, still. We had a nice freshman class last year. We're sophomores this year. So we're looking good there. We have 3 or 4 good freshmen that we have this year. And but definitely our distance is our strongest as our team.
And you've had some really good kids, and Jenna's just one of those kids. I mean, every time I look on results, whether it was cross-country or indoor track or outdoor track, she is always there. How steady is she? I mean, that's a lot of running for a young lady. I mean, she runs year-round, doesn't she, basically?
Yeah, she does. We have a lot of those girls from the cross-country team on track. So, they pretty much went from cross-country right into track. And especially this year, I have Coach Husser, who's the head coach for track. He's my new distance coach this year. So he just kept the training going. So that really worked out.
I was going to say, the program there has really become kind of a distance dynasty. How have you guys been able to, get that buy-in year after year to get those kids to commit to all that running and things like that, and just really, year after year, just keep producing some great distance runners?
Yeah, I think it's just because of the success, of the boys, too, all the state championships they've had, and kids see that, and especially in middle school or, when they're little, and they see that, and, well, hey, I want to run. Because for me, and we joke around and practice stuff, it doesn't take a normal person to run 3 miles all the time. You got to be a little wacky, Who wants to run 3 miles? So you got to be special. You got to be a little different to be able to do that day in and day out and train for that.
We're talking to Belvidere North girls track coach Robert Hunter. You also have to be a little wacky coach to be a pole vaulter, and the girls pole vault, it's a newer event over the past few years. But man, that's a sport that you really have to probably go out and find some kids, don't you?
Yeah, we do. This year though, we have Taylor Ferguson, who's been consistently set for a conference. Has been jumping 10 foot and state qualifying is 10.3. So, and we think she can get 11 or higher. And she started out training and hard and she's been working and we're ready to go. So she's our main pole vaulter. And then we got another one, our senior, Mihailovich, who's consistently been in the top 4 every year since her freshman year. So, And then we got, 3 or 4 or 5 younger girls that train, but really the girls just kind of walk up and say, I'd like to try pole vault. Okay, here we go. So we try it.
When you look at that, how much different is it to pole vault inside than it is outside? I just think the depth perception and things like that are a whole different ball game, aren't they?
It is, and then plus you have, weather conditions. Sometimes if the wind's going a certain way, you got to go the other way, or just maybe cold, or you're not staying warm enough if it's chilly. Definitely a big difference, but sometimes, in conference meets or sectionals, we've had to go inside to pole vault because of the weather. Mm-hmm. The wind was too strong or something, so they just move it inside. So a lot of our practice time at the beginning of the year is inside, and we've not practiced once outside yet in pole vault, but that's coming up here probably this week.
Yeah, I was going to say, as we get ready to kind of transition seasons, what's the biggest difference between that indoor season and the outdoor season? Obviously other than where you're at doing everything.
Well, I think for us, because we practice, when we practice inside, we have the little, we have a track. It's not quite a 200, but it's a 160, and the surface is not the greatest to run on. And sometimes, we run it in the hallways or the weather's bad or something like that. I think it's the legs, the shins, and all that. I think it's better when the girls get to run outside than inside, injury-wise, I think.
When you look at the Nick 10 too, Coach, very competitive. Hononegah always has a good girls track program. I think the Harris girl from Guilford had a big night at the Nick 10 meet. How competitive is it in the Nick 10? I mean, second place is not bad with that bunch, I don't think.
No, it's not. And the Nick 10 is competitive as all get out. I came up as an assistant coach in 2011. That year we won conference and sectionals, and we had a really good team with the Billy Murphy team and all that. But over the years since I've been up, over the years, it just keeps getting closer and closer. I mean, there's so many good individual girls from each team. It just blows your mind. And that indoor competition, some of those races, in the mile or in the 800, you had Althoff, you had Lutzow, you had Apino from Boylan, mm-hmm. you had McLaughlin from Boylan, you had all these top names running, and Harris and sprints, and now she's doing hurdles this year.
Yeah,
it's fun to watch, and it makes our conference really look good.
Does she fly over those hurdles, Harris? Now, I mean, I saw the times; they look pretty good to me.
I'm thinking, well, what? The only good thing is she's a senior, so she should have went to hurdles her freshman year and ran them all 4 years. She would be holy moly. And she, she had. I think she showed up a little late last year. I don't know if she was injured or something, but she peaked last year at the right time, conference and sectionals, and yeah, she did a really, really great job. And Guilford, I think, has got a really good team this year. I think if they put it together, they're going to be right up there.
I was going to say, for your team, what's going to be the difference maybe to as you go from indoor to outdoor, or maybe you guys can go from second to maybe first in the conference?
It's going to be field events. Field events for us. We're going to be pretty strong in pole vault, but we got to work on our jumps, our long and triple, and our high jump. Hano went 1-2 in indoor and high jump. They got Wolf and Avery girl, and they've been around forever. They're only juniors. They got another year, but they've seemed like in the top 5 in high jump for 20 years. And so we really, the field events, jump, shot, disc, we'll really have to work on.
Well, Coach, thanks for being on today. We sure appreciate it. Now, do you have a meet today, or are you off today?
No, we're off today. We have a meet. We started our Nick 10 outdoor, so we have our meets on every Wednesday. Nothing on spring break because we have spring break the last week of this month. And then we're at Oregon. We go to Antioch Invite. We go to Freeport Invite. We go to Conant-Hopper in the States. Is our big meet, and so busy April.
And what division are you guys in this year?
We're 3A. Every year we're about 40 kids over, so we're like the bottom 5 or 6 in 3A.
There you go. Hey, thanks, Coach, for being on today. Really enjoyed it and had fun, and good luck the rest of the year.
Hey, no problem. Have a good day.
We've been talking to Robert Hunter from Belvidere North, the girls' head track coach, and I'll tell you what, you can always count on them doing well at all their meets.
Oh, yeah, every time. And a lot of it has to do with that distance, man. Just every year, you look at the distance events, and they've just got, if not just the winner, but maybe the top 2, 3, 4, whatever. They're just always up there.
Yeah, and he talked about some of those athletes, and you hear their names all the time, but it's very, very competitive.
Yeah, so. It certainly is.